This is the Euro New Zealand 15-minute time frame, and there's a flag pattern I've just managed to get in. This one will be a 1 in 1 out, and I've just used a double top and a 26.18 entry to get my entry in here. So I'm currently risking 20 pips for 65. This is quite a nice flag pattern. So what I'd like to do is bring over a new chart and talk you through the trade using our higher time frame analysis. So here is the dailies, and you can see here what happened is we made a new structure high outside return, and then we made a new structure high, but since then all we've been doing is consolidating. Let's have a look at the 240 time frame. Okay, a bit of a different story here. On the 240 we actually have what could be a high and tight flag setting up. So we've made a new structure high on the dailies, and we could be channeling like this, and we have a very nice pole here, all bullish, and we've already come down for the second test down here. And if just reading price action here, we've just put in a higher close on the 240, indicating that price could go a little higher here. So let's have a look at the 60-minute. Okay, on the 60 we have, let's remove those CS1 levels, we have slightly different story. We have a bearish move which came down for that test, then we actually double bottomed here. This is a valid double bottom, not one I can trade, but it's valid because it retested, and then here we've made a new high, and then the last hour we've had a lower close, and this is where we're currently trading, so not too much going on here. Let's have a look at the 15-minute. Okay, so here on the 15, this is a different story. Here we have quite a nice directional pole. Here is the flag on the 15. This is a lovely looking flag pattern, but we don't have the higher time frame confirmation. We've got no break below, close below either, indicating that price can go lower than where we are. Obviously it looks as though we've got that big high and tight flag on the higher time frame, and we just didn't break structure to the downside. So I cannot play for extended targets here. Just let me get these right, these positions as to how I think they should go. That's it. And we've got a couple of things here. This we've got a lovely harmonic movement within the channel first of all, so that comes up to there, and we also come into a 618 fib. As you can see there, we've just tapped it, and I would also be looking at structure here, so anywhere in this zone for the reversal. And as you can see, what happened is we actually double topped here, we broke below, and now we've just pulled back for a 26.18 trade, so that's what I've used as my entry. We also have this even handled number 17800 coming in at that 618 fib, and so if I just go back to the 60-minute time frame, my targets are a retest of this structure level here. Let's just bring on the orders just above it actually. Okay, so that is the trade. Let's just bring over the original account, the original chart, and there it is. So 20 pips for 65, not playing for extended targets due to the reasons I mentioned, but because it's produced a double top, my stop only needs to go 10 pips above the high, so this has resulted in a very nice risk to reward. And we're back for a little update on this trade. Currently 20 pips, well 18 pips up now. We've had that reversal on the 26.18. We haven't as yet put in a new low, but it would be nice here now to see the market break out of this channel and obviously rally down to hit targets. This is only on the 15-minute. Euro New Zealand typically is a big mover, so we could conceivably be out of this today. Today is obviously Friday, and I don't want to hold this trade over the weekend, so plenty of time for targets or stops to be hit here. We're back, and we are now currently 30 pips up. What I've just done is reduce down the risk. The reason for that is we have come down for the third test down on the bottom. I am not anticipating price to come to go up and make another test up at the top because we've come into structure, and that's 618 fib. Also, we had a psychological number 17800, so what I've just done is I've reduced the risk down to just 10 pips just to give it a little bit of breathing room. We have just put in a little doji here just as we're holding this particular trend line. We may just drop here, or we could actually see a move back up to maybe previous structure here, and then a move to the downside. But either way, risk management implemented. The risk is now just 10 pips. Okay, we're back for another update. Time is 2:10 on Friday. We're currently 52 pips up. You can see now we have actually broken out of the channel and having quite a directional move here to the downside. What I'm going to do now is move a few pips past break even. I am anticipating this to hit before the weekend. I certainly don't want to hold it over the weekend, with this being the Euro New Zealand. But yeah, 52 pips up. We've got a little ways to go yet until we get those targets at 65, but so far it's looking quite good. And we're back for another update, and we are really rolling down towards targets now. Currently 61 pips up. We are just 5 pips away from targets. And we're back, and there we go. Targets now hit for plus 65 pips on this trade. What a beauty. Risk 20 pips for 65. That's 3.5 to 1 on a flag pattern. Beauty of these patterns, or just being able to read price and knowing that sometimes, and I've mentioned this before in my videos, that a lot of the times when we see this channeling, very often before the breakout, or once we get the breakout we come for a retest, we tend to see double tops. And I waited for the pullback on the 2618. We got it. I went about 6 pips in a raise, and there we go, rolled over to hit targets. One other thing was I did reduce down the risk on this trade, and as you can see, I put it 5 pips behind the even handled number, and I said that we could be coming back into the structure level, but I put it in an appropriate place, and it worked out really well. So phenomenal trade as usual. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that, and of course don't forget to give it a like.